Well, my name is Emily Michelle Griffith, and I played the role of Lori Williams in Oklahoma.
My name is Elizabeth Morton, and in Oklahoma at Oakland University, I played Ado Annie, and I was also the dance captain.
Built a skyscraper 7 stories high, about as high as the building on its roof.
Oklahoma is a musical by Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein II. It came out in 1943. It's considered the first Golden Age musical.
And it is based in the early 1900s, and it's about a farm girl, Lori, who falls in love with a cowhand named Curly.
All the musicals you know today, Wicked, The Lion King, all of those could not have existed if it weren't for Oklahoma, which kind of took us out of this age of like early musical comedy where it was a bunch of like acts of performers and moved us into songs and dance and dialogue, moving the plot of one show along all together. It's like very revolutionary for the history of musical theater, and it's like the cornerstone of like musicals, basically. It's like the first one. It takes a village to put up Oklahoma in a black box theater. I think the challenges are that we had a cast of 25 plus. I think we had 28 people in the show, if I'm remembering. And our stage is like this big, like a little tiny stage.
We took these huge numbers that were on a 300 proscenium stage, and we had to shrink them down to theater in the round.
That was a big challenge, was what do we do when we have everybody on stage at once? And how do we make sure that the audience can see everything they need to see to know the plot's going on?
And it was still huge dance numbers, but we just had less space to do it.
Our choreographer, Stacy Fleming, and our director, Fred Love, really did a wonderful job of being hyper aware of that and sitting in all the different seats in the theater and being like, oh, well, you are really gonna miss this moment from here, so we need to shift this, and this around so that you can see what's happening. Our dance captains, too, were really good about making sure that we were spatially aware.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
There was really an audience connection for the audience and when they came to see Oklahoma, because they were so close to us. They felt like they were in the fights and they were part of the Dream Ballet.
It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. That whole house unit. That all came together in like maybe 2 days. We built all the windmill pieces. It's all steel. We welded all that in a day and a half maybe. It's cool working here because you pick up skills that I don't really know where else you'd pick up. I love that I know how to weld. I mean, all the time something's broken and I go, oh, I know how to fix that.
Never mind what's looked back to side over the romance behind me. Many a new day will dawn before I do. Never have I wept into my tea over the king's song.
Golden Age musicals have their own style of acting and their own style of performance quality. And it's important for us as performers to get to experience all of the different performance qualities and all of the different styles so that when we enter the real world and are doing real auditions, when someone's doing Oklahoma, we know how to do Oklahoma. It's a really popular show. Everybody does it. And so, we wouldn't have had to have done this musical in particular, but I think, it was the right show for the group of students we have right now, and it was going to challenge designers in a new way. And so the faculty was really smart in picking this particular show to make sure that we had a well-rounded theater experience before we graduate. This department really, really tries to prepare us in the best of their ability. They do a wonderful job with the resources that we have.
The definition of a thespian is a performer who does everything. They can do tech, they can do lights, they can do costumes. We have several students who work in the costume shop and are also stars in our musical. We're all required to go to strike after. We're required for loading in the set, because it's just very valuable to have some skills.
With what we've been given, our faculty works really hard. I mean, they are here just as late as we are, working to make sure that we are ready when we graduate. We have a class on auditioning. We've got classes in acting, and you're always in voice lessons, and there are tons of dance classes to take. But obviously, if we had more space, we could do so much more. And that would just be incredible, I think, for this department, which has so much potential and has such dedicated faculty and is bringing in the talent. And the technical students, oh my gosh, what would the technical students do if they had more space to create? You know what I mean? Like, if this is our set in this space, I cannot imagine what would happen if we had more room. Everything is like in place, everything is right, and what we need now is to be given the space to flourish and to grow, because the potential is here. And in a few years we could be one of the great universities, because we're like right on the cusp of it, and we just need to be allowed to grow.